Hello, this is Ed McManus here again at the Monomoy Regional High School building site. Today with me we have, as usual, Jerry Albert from Skanska, our project manager, and to introduce you to our new superintendent, Scott Carpenter. Welcome, Scott.
Thanks, Ed.
We'll be taking a bit of a tour around the site, showing you some of the things that have been completed and have been started since last we've been here. And with that, we'll take a break so we can get into the building. All right, here we are in what's going to be one of the courtyards in the middle of the academics section wing. All of the classrooms on the inside will open up into the courtyard. Science classrooms behind us. The general classrooms on either side. And then this area will be open for student gatherings and whatever else happens. Scott, you've been through this school construction once before in your previous district?
I have, and one of the things we focused on in our construction project was making sure there was a lot of natural daylighting in the classrooms, which is what you're going to find with all the classrooms that are facing this courtyard and outside the building, to make it a really desirable building to be in, both as a student and as a teacher.
And it also is one of the elements that adds to the energy saving features of the school. We'll need very little lighting with all of the daylighting coming in from outside. Jerry, what else is, we got a trench in here, what's this for?
Yeah, that's for the, there's an underground drainage system that takes care of all the water in the courtyard here. There's actually a couple of wide drains right below us, our feet over here, and it goes into a main drain that filters out to the retention area outside, to the back side of us over there. And then once they're done building the building part of it, like framing in the walls and windows, they're going to put in the masonry, and then once they're done completed, they'll put there's a turf system going out here, just like out at the track.
Artificial turf, and then some planter boxes for some real plants.
That's correct, Ed.
Okay. All right, let's move on to another section that I think will be of interest, the auditorium area. Okay, here we are in one of what I think is one of the really great features of the new high school, and that's our little theater, our auditorium. This will be a 580-seat auditorium with seating that goes up to the second floor behind me, and then lower seating that will go down to the stage. And Jamie's panning to the stage. And above the stage, there's a fly loft to bring scenery up in, so that we can mount some truly professional, I think, theatrical performances. I think the theater program has a possibility of making great leaps. Scott?
I think that one of the other nice features of the space is you also have sort of a big lower seating area, so you can kind of divide the space and have sort of a more intimate conversations with different speakers coming in, and having students or community members sit in the lower area, or open up the full house to the to the sloped seating behind us.
That's true. It's truly a multi-use, multi-function space. And also, in addition to all of the school events, it'll provide a space that I know in Ashland with their theater, they generate a quite good amount of rental income off of it to help support the programs at the school. I know a couple of our arts organizations that sponsor concerts and speakers are just chomping at the bit, waiting for this space to come online, because right now they're very limited with some very much smaller spaces, and having a 500, almost 600 seat auditorium means they can bring in some truly higher level performers. With that, we'll move on. I think we're going to head on to the gymnasium. Okay, here we are now over towards the gymnasium, or what are we calling this, the Shark Tank?
Maybe, who knows?
Well, this is will be the new gymnasium. They've are still in the process of putting it together. They have all the steel framing in, but Jerry, can you explain what they're doing down below?
Yes, Ed. Right here, this yellow plastic that you see on the floor is called a vapor barrier. And underneath the vapor barrier, they have all their underground electrical conduit piping, which feeds the whole gym. And then on the outskirts, they have their waste piping, sanitary waste piping is all underground, obviously, and it's around the perimeter of the gym. What goes on top of this vapor barrier is a wire mesh steel that it's a steel reinforcing, concrete reinforcing mat that goes on top. And then after that, we have a floating floor. It's sleepers, and on top of the sleepers there's 2 layers of plywood, and then on top of the plywood is a maple flooring, which will be the gym flooring. So that's where we're going to.
Okay, and the whole floor assembly on top of the concrete isn't attached to the concrete, so it can move with any changes in humidity and whatnot.
That's correct, Ed. The humidity is very critical when they do put down this floor. I think they only can use, it has to be about 15% humidity only.
Okay. If we turn over looking out to the outside, we can see where the new parking lot in behind, which will primarily be for students, although we'll have also when we have community events here, that'll be primary parking. And then across from the gymnasium is the cafeteria area, which is all framed in. It's still getting ready to have its floor put in. And if you swing back around and look through the gymnasium, out the other side, you can see our field, which is out there. Let's take a break and we'll walk out there. And here we are out at the new field. Is this going to be the Shark Field?
It's got a beautiful logo in the center of that field.
It does. It has a beautiful, the Monomoy Sharks logo in the middle. The field is all done. It's an artificial turf, and you can see the different colors of lines for the different sports, football, field hockey, soccer, and there are some markings out there for lacrosse, although we haven't yet started a lacrosse program here at Monomoy, but there is some interest in the community for that, so we set it up to be able to expand to that. Down at the far end here, you can see the area past the field where they'll have the long jump and pits, triple jump pits for the track program. And at the far end, they're still installing the area for the shot put. At the other end of the field is the area where the discus area will be. Also, high jump pit will be down there. Given it's an artificial turf field, we won't be doing the javelin on the field. We'll need to find another location, either back on McPhee Field up behind, or eventually when they have the new athletic fields, natural turf athletic fields out front, that might be a good location for the javelin event. What do you think of the field, Scott?
It's a beautiful field, really well done, and I'm looking forward to some Friday night light games here.
Well, the one nice thing also about this is because it's a multi-use field, it's not only Friday night lights for the boys football team, but it can be Thursday night lights for the girls field hockey team. That's sort of an experience that most of the women's sports have never been able to enjoy. And true with both the men's and women's soccer. Can also have night games for that. It'll be, I think, a great place for the community to come out and watch their youth compete and enjoy themselves.
I also think, just like you mentioned about rental potential for the auditorium, a field like this is going to be a prime area that different outside organizations and sporting leagues could go and look at the Monomoy Stadium to have their events at.
That's true. Yeah, and we all know that over in the distance you can see the lights of White House Field, the town baseball field, which the high school uses, but also the home of the Harwich Mariners. In the spring, just before college lets out, they generally have been hosting the NCAA Division II Southeast New England tournament every year, and the town gets paid quite well for that. So this is, I think, an area where we can look for some additional revenues to help support town services. Well, with that, I think we'll wrap it up for this week. Next time we get here, we'll probably see some more work done on the building and some of the walls and framing going up. And so we'll start seeing it take shape. So this is Ed McManus for the Building Committee, along with our new Superintendent, Scott Carpenter.
Thanks, Ed.